fatti un bagno caldo, c'è un accappatoio azzurro, fuori piove un mondo freddo. It's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. Good luck, my baby, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, it's wonderful. I dream of you, chips, chips.
You are listening.
Da-ti-do-di-do, chi-boom, chi-boom-boom. Da-ti-do-di-do, chi-boom, chi-boom-boom.
The symbols I choose to employ.
My gashes
Change.
cry for help.
What will do? The imagination is what is to come.
You're not alone.
And what, you might ask, are the risks a culture takes when it fails to reserve awareness, that art of our species, sold to the highest bidder, which is on the walls. Our imagination is all that is trace left of what is to come. Our imagination is all that is all that is left of the future. Spasms of a sheltered modern imagination shed at its current state.
Finds this red figure, he's got horns just like the prototypical devil, and they say bad juju, this guy's bad. And then I take him around the corner, and around the corner from there is an arcane figure, mysterious. He looks like he's holding surrounded by dots, and then he looks as if he's holding a lotus blossom or something like that. Very strange. From my studies of petroglyphs, this is a pictograph, and it's faded, it's facing west, so it's slightly in shadow. My studies of these things indicates that when it's surrounded by dots, that means sacred or holy or spiritual.
Yeah.
And so it just has a strange vibe to it. Now, I've taken one youth there and one not Shoshone, Lakota. Both elders, I'm sure absolutely positive they don't know one another. And they see this figure and they say that's not good. It represents the skinwalker. The 14 figures on the other side of the valley are there, the watchers. And they were put there to keep the skinwalker up that canyon and to warn people, don't go up this canyon because there's a skinwalker up there. Now, the next canyon over, according to the youth I was with, told me that there's always a youth elder that's there to keep the youths from coming down and going over to the other valley. He's there to make sure the skinwalker does not escape and get down. Now, the story that I got from both of them was, and again, they don't know each other, was that the 5 figures were the family of the one guy that's got bad juju. They were all related, and they're star beings, and that they died, and their spirits all went to this one guy, and he is the skinwalker. And the problem that I have with this story, although I don't disbelieve it, I got it from, like I say, 2 sources. It makes no sense because the skinwalker up at the valley, if you continue on that valley, you end up in the Ute Reservation, and that's where the Skinwalker Ranch is, where the Skinwalker up there has been harassing the Ute Nation, the people of the Ute Nation, and other people for hundreds of years. And if we believe and accept the stories that we're hearing from the people of Big Old Ranch and the family that was driven off of that land, there's a portal there where star beings come and go. Yet the Skinwalker is trapped there. Claims he's trapped there because he's communicating with the Ute. And so the mystery deepens in that if he can come and go, why is he trapped? Unless he's fulfilling some type of mission. Because the Ute story is that this Skinwalker was sent there to curse them because of some wrongdoings that the Ute Nation had done against the Navajo Nation, or a group of Utes had done against a group of Navajos. So if they can come and go, why, I guess he's there to continue to harass, I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, once again, it's we have an umbrella situation where they group everything together. This isn't necessarily a skinwalker. It's some type of entity. It's some type of something supernatural, and maybe partly in the flesh too, but not necessarily a lot. I find it fascinating.
Yeah, it's what got me was that both the Ute and the Lakota called it a skinwalker. Yeah, identified that glyph as representing the skinwalker, and those other 5 figures representing his family and their spirits all embodied.
Come around to people's houses late at night, early.
Via, via, vieni via di qui. Niente più ti lega a questi luoghi, neanche questi fiori azzurri. Via, via, neanche questo tempo grigio, pieno di musica e di uomini che ti son piaciuti. It's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. Good luck, my baby, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, I'd remove you. Chips, chips. Da-ti-do-di-do, chi-boom, chi-boom-boom. Da-ti-do-di-do, chi-boom, chi-boom-boom. Da-ti-do-di-do. Via, via, vieni via con me. Entra in questo amore buio, non perderti per niente al mondo. Via, via, non perderti per niente al mondo. Lo spettacolo d'arte varia di uno innamorato di te. Yeah. It's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. Good luck, my baby, it's wonderful, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. I dream of you. Chips, chips, chips. Da-ti-do-di-do, chi-boom, chi-boom-boom. Da-ti-do-di-do, chi-boom, chi-boom-boom. Da-ti-do-di-do. Via, via, vieni via con me. Entra in questo amore buio, pieno di uomini. Via, via, entra e fatti un bagno caldo. C'è un accappatoio azzurro, fuori piove un mondo freddo. Suona il cuore, suona il cuore.
finds this red figure. He's got horns, just like the prototypical devil. And they say, bad juju, this guy's bad. And then I take him around the corner, and around the corner from there is an arcane figure, mysterious. It looks like he's holding he's surrounded by dots, and then he looks as if he's holding a lotus blossom or something like that. Very strange. In my studies of petroglyphs, this is a picture.
In and out.
And I mean, they're climbing up, jumping in.
The child must realize that his queasy, blessed her catetured, bridal body, to venereal disease, in their choice of martyred lovers, responsible for important matters ahead of his time, while children peel open their eyes, to a place where success means to not help people, the goddess Lily, Satan Beelzebub, Lucilla Boudica, the greatly abused, part of even, you, a skin road, kill series, walk about, she's had too many ferocious dirty dogs as lovers just to find God, greater than accused her, of surely being less than the devil, but obviously from a different, lesser, universe, than the one she is the one I'm now, enslaved, to suffer, him, so it all sees humanity in absurd peril, responsible for important matters ahead of her time, the dog guards the quiet, sleeping, house, at night, hiding in the soul of a lowly, God, bred to forever serve, the devil, thanklessly, agent provocateur shows no concern, on their choice, of partner, the effects of sexism Anthropocene, responsible for important matters ahead of our times, a terminal mental illness, taking the face of a tsunami, ghosts living genius hate, dare not save them, from sure failure, as our assuming balance is a hopeless collision, no one wants to wait, and even fewer, can think while all trust fails humanity's eternal weight, mustering, the courage, while still being held responsible, for important matters ahead of our times, the goddess, Lily, Satan, Beelzebub, Lucilla, Boudica, Star Yanana, Texxolotl. There is a greatly bruised already by the greatly abused you, the tormented part of even you. If Satan is not to be forgiven, if I am not to be forgiven, suck in fat boy, neither are you. Nor can you even profess to take initiative dynamic enough to be responsible for important matters ahead of this time. Whether the smoke anthropussy's on fire, where it are smoke, anthro, your pussy's a fuego, and typical raped baby, kiss. The flame. Never, never, ever forget. They worked hard to get you to see. They crossed the universe to set your eyes unto this tar, blow vivant, responsible for important matters ahead of its time. Live or die, nature do not care. To fuck a man is to fuck an animal.
Between America and Russia, we were told it's not linked to any particular ideology. Over and over again.
Our world was once a vastly different place.
Miles of jerry-built platonic nowhere infested with Volkswagen. Looking back, I don't think there's much choice. That art based on mass media was more democratic than art that wasn't. It can mean anything. But generally, that turned out not to be true. Nor can you call this a very specific statement about politics. The utopian buck stops here. It needed the museum more than ever. Out that our culture has its language of political power. But the similarities between the corporate and the bureaucratic states of mind. It's what you get, political aspirations and not real human needs. Utter simplicity of meaning. You get no ambiguities. A ceremonial slum. It could survive in the big wide world. Otherwise, it's heroic abstraction in monumentalized pain, flaking concrete. It's value-free, rusting metal. And what comes out is not the difference, but she was never sentimental, never a party tub thumper, and being a woman, she has regularly been written off as a minor artist. That she was not. The provision of a world that was at the same time clear, estranged, bleakly funny, and poisoned at the root. Nobody could touch it. In order for art to assert itself as radical, it needed to take political side.
The virtuoso cases of God's praise. 2 times. 2 balls. 1 choice. Electronic but immaculate consciousness. Along the frontier miracle path. 1 choice.
So is there a part of the moss?
Yeah. Because I can't see you can't see their faces or nothing. It's just all mossed out. And they,
so is there a part of the moss?
Yeah. Because I can't see you can't see their faces or nothing. It's just all mossed out. And they jump off those.
Because our culture had now entered the age of mass-produced, industrialized death, and at first there were no words to describe it. In 1914, not one man or woman in Europe had any real idea what total mechanized warfare would mean. We'd been at peace for 44 years, and nobody of draft age remembered a war. Their authorities sold the war to them in a language of rhetorical cliches that descended from chivalry, the language of the public school and the officers' mess. In the trenches, millions of young Englishmen, Frenchmen and Germans found the idea that war was something between a joust and a cricket match had been wrecked by inventions which industrialized death as they had industrialized life. This was what they found and what they became. In the summer catastrophes of the Somme battlefield, a whole generation on both sides of the trenches had lied about the nature and the length of the war. Its politicians had lied about its causes. Its journalists and propagandists had lied about what it was like for the troops. Made all official language. And so a chasm opened between official language and what the young knew to be reality. The speeches. America would repeat this trauma in the 60s with Vietnam. But Europe had it 50 years earlier, and the antennae of the crisis were the ones whose business was language, the writers and artists, mostly...
Welcome to music. Welcome to the morning. But what does any of this mean, peer review? Complicated examinees, armies, or closing artists? Blah, 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 it is not to learn. Welcome to the museum of garbage. Spicy story replaying highlights. So how did the 21st century get like this? Illiterati tested more images.
Other gods before Heroin. Me. Commodities traders. I forgot. The coyote says. Hell remember. First up, Einstein. Though not directly responsible for the uranium versus thorium. Universe. A. Truth. A. Lie. And equality bubbles make boring old writings, and spuggers make memorials. Bombs. Money. Suffering. Torturous repetitive self-deceit. I guess they make money eventually too. My garbage museum is paying for Overshooting all. Overshooting all. The reason it would take a madman. Overshooting all. The Lord High Executioner would be asked into option no. Looking at the good angle of a sexy pig on fire burningly in Chula Vista. Heroin E for energy wars. The heroin wars. Artists often killions of talk for the birds. With heroin is the only one still. Number 2 is art is more dangerous than murder. Commandment number 6. Never. Languages are funny
when I'm feeling strong, you give me rock and roll, and then I feel it back.
My child's Heroin. CV, L letter please. I am an American who needs someone to herald me, to tell me L letter I bomb on for size. How's that feel on young? Hello girl.